Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra and this is Ken.
Hi.
And Ham is back with us. And it's season 7, beginning Outlander. Okay, so I went back and checked last year's reactions just to remind myself of what went down, because it has been a whole year. Yeah. The last time we watched Outlander, it was around July 2022.
Here we are.
And we're almost back. So what went down? Okay, so also, we'll just start with the fact that I haven't read the book that's next. Because to be honest, the series is taking from all sorts of books.
Yeah, it's just kind of...
The timeline is just all over the place. So I'll read a book and then I'll find out, oh, hey, that happened in season 5 or 6 of Outlander, when I thought it didn't exist. So this time around, I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist in the books, because I have no idea if it does or not. And I was wrong on the Lizzie front, so I'm not going to even, go there. I was so adamant that hadn't happened.
No speculation.
So what's happening with our characters? Let's start with Jamie. Last we saw Jamie, he was on a beach, tied to a post, going to be shipped back on a ship to Edinburgh, till Ian and the sweet homies came and took out all the dudes on the beach.
Killed the slavers, yeah.
And the best moment was when Jamie says, "Don't kill the last one, he knows where Claire is." And Jamie says, "So do we." They just shot the guy right in the face.
Yeah.
Went through his hand right into his eyeball.
Yep. Glorious.
So they're on their way to find Claire. Where's Claire? Claire's in jail.
Somewhere.
I can't remember where they were, but Claire is in jail, and Tom is with her, Tom Christie. He believes her.
He's trying to protect her.
Yeah, he gave her some money or something in the last episode. We also know that in jail is at least in one city. I don't know if they're in the right city yet. They were heading to Wilmington.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that's where they are, if they made it that far. But there was a time traveler in one of the jails with the emerald he stole from that random lady that had come and helped, Mark Me try to get to his treasure back or whatever. Flora, that was her name. She had this big to-do at Jacinta's or Jacosta's place.
Yeah.
And then her emerald was stolen and whatever. So the emerald is in that dude's hands. So will Claire meet up with the other time traveler? In the book, I know the answer. Do I know the answer right now? No.
No.
So I don't.
We'll find out.
Where are Bree and Roger? On their way to, I think, get him confirmed as a minister.
Yeah, he was going to go to the school for ministers and do something there.
And they know nothing of what's going on.
Heading out in a wagon.
Thing. We do know that Jemmy is really Roger's child, because he had his head shaved for lice and there was a little mark on it that Roger said was hereditary. So that told us that they were related for sure. Plus, Bree is pregnant with their next child. I know a lot about that, so I won't say anything else about that.
We're sure on this one, too.
That one I know for sure, because that's in the book. Ian was with Jamie, so that's where that is. So Malva was killed. She'd slept around, including with Ian.
Yeah. Somebody slit her throat.
Yeah, someone slit her throat. Does anyone care who it was? Not really. No one's really checking.
Apparently not.
They just blamed Claire and moved on. Yeah. There was a siege of the farmhouse where Claire shot a dude, and then later he died and nobody cared, so that was fine. That was Obadiah.
Lots of people dying that nobody cares about at the end of the season there.
No, we didn't care.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Malva had died. Lizzie, on the other hand, had been menage a twine with the Beardsley twins.
Yeah, that was pretty kinky.
To my utter shock, and didn't think at all that could be in the book, yet it is. So
here we are.
She does eventually marry the twins, and she sneakily did it, and nobody's catching her up yet, because in the middle of all this, the Browns showed up and tried to get Claire. So Lizzie's off the hook for now.
For now. We'll figure it out later.
For now.
Let's figure out what the 18th century thinks about, bisexual male porn.
Her John Smith, Warren Jeffries movement here. So that's where we're at. They had shortened season 6 due to the fact that Katrina was pregnant with her own child, and so they have filmed both season 7 and 8. So I know this because I watched their Instagrams and TikToks, and I know that they had finished 8 as well. So those are both done. 8 is the final season. There won't be any more after that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that they did announce that. So that's the end. This one is our second to last, so we know we still have season 8. Not sure when that's coming out. But
I get twitchy when I hear the word season 8.
Season 8? Why?
Well, it just gives me uncomfortable Game of Thrones vibes. Hopefully we don't wreck it like that.
Dude, we're not talking about Game of Thrones because...
Season 8.
Oh my god, it wasn't all bad. You gotta weigh the good with the bad. I mean, yeah, there were some unbelievable things they did with characters that would never do that in a million years. But there was also some really cool things they did with characters that you were like, yay! Anyway. Yeah, let's just move on, because that was years ago now. You don't even know how many years that was? Okay, let's go. Alright, we're going to start to watch Outlander Season 7, Episode 1. But we just wanted to point out that we are wearing different outfits because last night when we did the videotaping, we realized that Outlander wasn't out in Canada on the West Coast till late. And we couldn't tape that late, so it's the next day, so hopefully you'll enjoy. Here we go.
Enjoy our continuity here.
This is a dream. She's not being hung. That doesn't happen.
Jamie.
Oh, it's his dream.
Uncle Jamie.
I cannot let my darkest fears cripple me.
Uncle Jamie.
Let's go get my wife.
Again. How many times are we gonna kidnap my wife?
You've missed supper, but as you've just come, I'll make an allowance and bring you something.
Thank you, I'm famished.
None for me, thanks. Just the gin.
Please, could you get a word to my family? I am innocent.
Of course you are. You stick to it. Don't let them bullywhack you into admitting the least little thing.
That the courts would likely remain closed for years to come, and we would languish here without rescue.
No, not without rescue. Ding ding! Jamie's always on the case.
What advice can these devil dodgers give us, eh?
Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. And God will surely go with thee.
Ali.
What did you just say?
Muhammad Ali. You're a traveler, aren't you? Like me. You gotta help me.
Who are you?
Wendigo Donner.
You were one of Flank Brown's men. Cliff Fraser told
I
me.
didn't do nothing to her, okay, I swear. I was gonna help her get away, didn't she tell you? Why would I hurt her? She's like us, isn't she?
She's breathing fine. Though a glass of water wouldn't hurt.
I doubt she'd drink it if there's no gin in it.
Which is the healer?
That would be me.
The healer?
What is she charged with? Well, one of them's a forger, a few of them are thieves, and one of them's a murderess. Fletcher, Ferguson, something like that. But as to which one being which...
Okay.
You mean to say you don't know? I'm paid to guard them, not hobnob with them.
I'm the murderess.
Sadie. Where are we going?
I'm afraid we're in a hurry, madam.
Since Sadie's drunk, she wouldn't be much of a healer right now, would she?
The whole point is they're not going to let the murderers out.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
She covered for
She
her.
covered for her, yeah. so she could be out. And who knows what she's dealing with. I might, but...
Where was she taken?
They couldn't tell me.
Could not or would not.
Got any drink? Have you, sir? Or a few bob to pay for some?
I'll give you anything for gin.
Drop us something from our poor old front?
She was as drunk as a lord when those men came. I'm not even sure both of them were soldiers as such.
What do they look like, these men?
How would I know? They all look the same to me.
You are not helpful.
What's going on here?
Oh, here we go.
Mrs. Tolliver.
I can help. I promise.
Yeah, pretty good. You're getting someone from like 200 years in the future, so be thankful you're not getting some quack
Bit experienced
1700
in
person.
Bleeding.
I thought maybe I would put in a good word for him with the officers. Or
Bust him out.
something.
Cut his chain.
After what he did?
Well, that's just it. According to Claire, he didn't do anything.
Right. He just stood by and did nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
While my mother was brutally attacked. And then he ran and hid
Yeah,
like a coward.
yeah.
Fancy meeting you here.
Me.
You know her?
We've met.
We most certainly have. Although last I heard, you were...
Fully intent on proving my innocence. Thank you, Major.
Well, before you two become reacquainted, once you've given your letter to Tate, could you fetch me something to ease the griping in my stomach?
Well, now you know I'm the murderer. Or one they think is a murderer.
Manipulative bastard.
Yeah, get out, McDonald. Turd.
Mr. Thomas Christie,
Yes.
a Mistress Claire Fraser requires your immediate and most urgent assistance. She has assured us that you are the man best able to help, but we require your utmost discretion.
Okay.
You can procure the necessary items, Mr. Christie.
Items?
Yes.
Yes. Of course, yes.
Mr. Fraser. Is it now, Mr. Christie?
I know where Mistress Fraser is.
Good.
She's on a ship, the cruiser. She wants you to go to her. Bermudas, my husband. She wants you.
Do you wish to come aboard, sir?
Aye, I do.
By whose authority?
I am a former Indian agent. The governor's employee.
And I'm coming up, so back up.
Sasa.
We just got it.
Excuse me,
Excuse me, pardon me.
this is not permitted.
Too bad.
I'm a reasonable man. I will offer you a proposition. Return to the back country and gather such men as you can. Then report to Major MacDonald and commit your troops to his campaign. When I receive word from him that you have, say, 200 men, then, sir, I will release your wife to you.
I'll have to steal her then. You have just ticked me off. Okay, that's not a very good idea. I will be back. I might
Be still, Inian. I want to be recruiting men. But I am going back to that ship.
Yeah.
What will you do, Uncle? Wherever I must.
Yeah. I'm not recruiting men. Screw you. I gave my wife.
Go back to the ridge. And see that Thomas Christie was an honourable Scot. A leader of men.
In his own way.
Though he didn't ken quite where to lead them.
Jimmy said he was coming back.
You will see him presently. He awaits you in Wilmington.
What the hell is going on?
I've come to confess to the murder of my daughter.
No, you couldn't have.
Still contrary, I see.
Are you insane?
It's the truth. I will swear to it by the Holy Scriptures.
The girl was your daughter, Malva.
Yeah, but she was evil, Claire. Come on.
No daughter of mine.
No, wasn't her daughter.
Mr.
She was
Christie.
my brother's.
Yeah.
I asked him to look after my wife and wee Alan.
Oh, he looked after Alan.
He certainly did. You know she tried to kill you. You and me both.
You can't be sad.
Yes, she did.
It was you who told me that we suffered with the same illness during the flux at the ridge. You told her about the invisible things, the germs. She confessed when I got her with the Sin Eater's bones. She'd made a broth to poison us with.
She wanted Jamie.
Yep.
She lusted after wealth. I could not let her destroy so many lives, for she was a witch, make no mistake. She would have killed someone before she finished.
Yeah, she would have.
So you decided to bear that cross for her?
Well, sorry, but
She was not born of my loins, and yet she was my daughter. I love you.
Oh, dang it, dude. Breaking my heart, Tom. Even with all that witchy nonsense. Oh.
I have sworn that I killed my daughter for the shame she had brought on me by her wantonness. I have written another copy of this confession and have already left it with the newspaper in Wilmington.
Respect, dude. Respect. What are you doing, Jamie? Oh. You gonna deal with this jerk?
Saw your horse. Got on anywhere. Stared at his arse 200 miles.
Oh, that's whose horse it was.
So, you didn't fancy a trip back to bonnie Scotland then, eh? Mr. Fraser. You know my kin will hunt you down. Kill everyone you hold dear.
Spared them the trouble. By now, my nephew, the Indian you tormented, will be paying your men a wee visit. His Cherokee acquaintances will be giving him a helping hand too.
So we won't have anybody to hunt us down because you, sir, are scum.
You're a good man. A moral man.
Yeah, but you pushed me too far.
I'm also a violent man. Any goodness that prevails in me is because of my wife. You try to take her from me.
You won't kill me.
Oh yeah, I will. It'll be great.
Not in cold blood.
Look at Peter yourself. Yeah, baby! Kill him! Yes! Some good stuff in that one. And I have read that part. There were some pieces in there I don't recall, but they made the story better. So what we had Claire taken from jail to be a midwife / healer on a boat where the governor of that fort or Wilmington or whatever was hiding out because the rebels had basically taken his little fort thing, and his wife was in need of a healer, and so Claire's friend Sadie, who she just met in jail, said, "Oh, I'm the murderer and she's the forger," and so she got to go on the boat. And in the book, my recollection is she actually ends up at a house instead of on a boat. She's on a boat later, but there's a big chunk of time that involves forging, if I'm not mistaken. That's in the middle of that section, and then she ends up on the boat, and then Jamie she sent a letter to Tom to get some supplies. And her husband. Was that Latin she wrote? Yeah. And he knew what that meant. He would have gotten Jamie anyway. So, yeah, he found Jamie and said, "I know where she is. She's on this boat in the harbor." Because they were about to take off. And Claire was like, "Oh, God, not another time where I'm on a boat and I don't see Jamie for like what is it, like 2 years or something? So
Jamie just about got on a boat himself and, transported back to Scotland.
yeah, but that was the end of last season, and he got busted out by Ian and the Greatness, the Cherokees. So Jamie went on board thinking he could just get Claire because, why not? But the governor was all peeved off at him for not choosing a side. So he was like, well, I'll give her to you if you get me like 200 men and you decide you're going to be on my side. And Jamie's leaving and he's like, screw that, I'm not going to do that.
Bust her out myself.
I'm going to come back the next day, kill you all, and take my wife. Like, what are you talking about? Do you not understand that this is Red Jamie? Like, dude, Jamie's notorious. So Jamie goes back and Tom's all like, well, I'm going to confess because, you've been great to all your men and I've learned from you and I want to go out being a good man. And to this day, we don't know what happened to Malva. There's no wrapping up of that. It's not solved, at least as far as I know, in the books. But in the books, Tom does confess. And he goes to the ship, confesses, and then Claire is set free. And meanwhile, at the very end, Jamie's all like, is Claire asleep? Which was 2 seconds after she fell asleep. He goes, he saw a horse earlier and he was staring at it and I couldn't figure out why he was doing that. And it turns out that was Brown's horse and he had some unfinished business.
Kind of a standy kind.
You see, because Lionel Brown kidnapped his wife, did some pretty messed up crap. And then Marcelly killed him in the book. It was Mrs. Bug who kills Lionel. But anyway, Marcelly, remember, she killed him because he was horrible and she needed a better storyline. And then, what's his name? Which Brown was it? I don't even remember. Lionel was the evil one. But he is no better. The other Brown was like, well, you killed one of mine, so now I have to get revenge. How about you just accept that your brother was a horrible person and he's dead? Let's just stop. Because we all know that if you're going to go after Jamie, you die. So yeah. So Jamie showed up like a thief in the night and was like, hello. Say your prayers. Kill you. And then he's like, well, you can't kill me. If you kill me, my family will avenge me. And he's like, I already thought of that. I'm way ahead of you. I should have done this the first time with Lionel. I should have wiped out your family the first time around. Ian and the Cherokee are handling your family right now. Your family won't be coming after us anymore. So then he's like, you would kill me. You're a good man. Well, no, the goodness comes from my wife. I've done some pretty horrible things, and I will continue to do them. I'm like, yeah, Jamie let you off a few times, and you really crossed the line when you came to his house.
And put it under siege. And
tried to take his wife again, after she'd already been kidnapped by your previous brother and tortured. So, what? Anyway, all we saw at the end was Jamie going slowly towards him. I'm like, yes!
Get him!
Get him! He'll make it look like an accident because the guy's got whiskey already. Make him look like he died drinking.
Might have just fallen on that stirk,
Asphyxiate him. Yeah, I could dateline that dude. You would have to go to jail for that. So then the other storyline was a little interesting because it was a little different from what I remember. So in the book, first of all, Bree and Roger still have no clue that Claire went to jail, that all this crap was going on, that she was kidnapped. None of it. He's at New Bern, I think it is, or Beam, I don't know. He's at this place where he's learning to be not a priest, but I don't know, a preacher man. So yeah, he was there, and lo and behold, he meets Wendigo, who we last saw in the Lionel Brown crew. And as we remember, he did not help Claire. He kind of just faded into the background and somehow survived. In the book, she asks about whether he's dead or not. I'm not sure if that was true of this show. But as far as I'm concerned, Bree and Roger don't meet Wendigo. It's actually Claire that does in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds that, because I think he's whistling a Beatles tune. In this one, Roger decided to give some inspirational words by quoting Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
And Wendigo's like, Ali! And Roger's like, dude. He's like, you're a traveler like me. Well, I came back to help the Indians, but that didn't work out. We all got split up. At some point, I thought it was in the Lionel Posse thing that Claire does tell Wendigo that Ottertooth, the previous guy that she knew about, had actually gone further back in time and showed up, and he was dead in a cave and all this bad stuff. Yeah, and Wendigo appeared later, because there's a group of 5, and they I don't know what happened to all of them, but we've met 2. I don't know if there's a third one, but they seem to all have been scattered, whether through time or through space. Nobody's really sure, but their whole 60s revolution, or I think they left in the 70s, they came back to help the native people, but the native people weren't too happy to see them there, especially Ottertooth, who was kind of a pain in the butt, if I recall, and so they ended up killing him. And he had that stone, yes, which ended up with Claire, which Jimmy touched and burned himself, and then he heard it. So anyway, Bree and Roger Roger talks to him and then feels like he needs to help him. Well, Bree's like, I'm totally not cool with that. He didn't help my mom, and he's all like, yeah, but I couldn't help those people that Stephen Bonnet threw off the boat when he killed that kid and the woman. True enough, they would have thrown Roger right over the boat. That's true. So they both had a point, but it was difficult because I don't think it's good for Roger to help him, to put his life on the line. Currently, Wendigo is not in deadly trouble. He's not being raped. He's not being thrown off a boat.
No, he has to go fight. He
has to go fight because he was thrown in jail probably after that whole Lionel Brown incident. So Roger then decided not to break him out because Bree didn't want to talk to him. She was like, I'm out of here.
Lots of convicts.
I don't want to talk to you right now, sir. All of those dudes were convicts.
Yep.
And they were trying to give them, encourage to fight. And they're like, yeah, whatever. We don't care about your God business. We're criminals.
It's not much use to us.
We've been forced to do this. As soon as we get out there, we're out here. So yeah, it was a good one. It packed a lot into the 1 hour, and so now I kind of know what's going to happen next. But we'll see if it goes. The other thing that was different was, that killing of the brown dude at the end. I don't recall reading that he went back to do that. That was just awesome for us on TV.
Well, we shall see, because it's now sort of a cliffhanger. I guess we're going to see if he got all stabby.
Oh, man, he'll kill that guy. We don't have to see it. We know he's going to die. If Ian's gone back with the Cherokee and killed all the dudes,
died on stage,
we're good. Yeah, because the Browns are so dumb. I mean, if they hadn't avenged Lionel, they'd all still be alive. You all wasted your lives for this turd.
This guy was the worst of you.
He was the worst. Yes, and he still haunts Claire. Although she didn't have to, use her ether and put herself to sleep once she was in jail, because she was already too stressed out to think about Lionel at that point.
Yeah.
And then they were all saying, you're not going to get a trial anyway because nothing's going on right now.
Everyone's
like the court's closed. We're all hanging out here, drinking gin, getting drunk, and just hanging out. Yeah, so yeah, I know what it was. She was taken to the Tolliver house first, like the lady who ran the jail. I think her and Sadie both were taken there. And I swear there was some forging involved where they used Sadie to actually forge some stuff. And then she was put on the boat. Yeah, there was a bunch of that. So that's why I was saying to you earlier, I have no idea how they're going to fit that giant storyline between when Jamie shows up. Like, because that house storyline
doesn't work.
Is like chapters long. Like, and it can be taken out, as clearly you can see. They still throw the important stuff in, though. Yeah. The Wendigo Donner part, he's important for continuity in the story later on, as well as Sadie was meant, like, I don't know if they'll go back to those characters at all, but those characters were in the book. So, and Mrs. Tolliver was always drunk. Yeah, so she didn't really do much. Except get drunk and then just like hang out with the ladies. And Sadie was just like, whatever, do my thing. Yeah, it didn't seem like life was too bad at the jail. It just kind of was like,
you had money, you could buy
just hang out.
Do stuff.
I don't know, Sadie didn't even ask. When Claire showed up and got money, she was like, gin, bring us some gin, please. And Claire's like, are you spending my money? Like, you didn't even ask. I just met you. Yeah, exactly. And yet you're like, gin, we'll have a gin. She's got money. She's paying. She like made the whole bar like rounds for everybody. So yeah, that was funny. Anyway, I'm not going to guess what's going to happen because I know. So I'm not going to steal any of that. Kenny doesn't know. So we have to let him see it for his first time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did I forget parts of the book that were actually in there? And I don't know, I reread it last night just to remind myself. The end, not the whole thing, because it's like 1,800 pages. Anyway, all right, until next time, bye.